Manifestation is keeping you broke, and the reason has nothing to do with the universe. It's your brain. Most people are trying to manifest money in a way that guarantees they will never see it. They visualize harder. They repeat affirmations louder. They script longer. They try to raise their vibration. And yet, nothing changes. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right and still staying stuck, this is why. I spent years studying millionaire psychology, neural conditioning, subconscious imprinting, and the mechanics behind what people call manifestation. And what I discovered is uncomfortable. The way manifestation is commonly taught forces your nervous system to reject wealth. And if your nervous system rejects it, your reality will too. Let's break this down. The first dangerous lie. The first lie is this: you manifest what you think about. No, you manifest what your identity accepts as normal. There is a massive difference. Most people try to manifest money from a state of lack. They sit there and visualize a bigger bank account because they don't have one. They affirm, "I am wealthy," while feeling broke. They look at wealth as something over there. And the moment you look at something as separate from you, you confirm you don't have it. Your brain is not stupid. Your subconscious isn't listening to your words. It's responding to your emotional baseline. If your baseline is tension, urgency, need, you are broadcasting not enough. And your brain will protect that story. The real villain, the conscious mind. Your conscious mind is not your friend when it comes to wealth expansion. It is a security system. Its job is to maintain consistency. Consistency equals safety. If you have always made $3,000 a month, if you've always struggled, if money has always felt hard, your nervous system memorized that. That memory becomes identity, and identity becomes a filter, which brings us to something called the reticular activating system. The filter that decides your future. Your brain processes millions of bits of data every second. You are only aware of a tiny fraction. The reticular activating system, the RAS, filters everything. And how does it decide what to show you? Based on what you already believe is true. If you believe wealth is rare, you'll notice stories of failure. If you believe business is risky, you'll see reasons not to try. If you believe you're bad with money, opportunities will literally feel invisible. You could be standing next to a life-changing idea, and your brain will delete it from awareness because it doesn't match your identity. Read that again. You're not unlucky, you're filtered. And the most dangerous part, the filter runs automatically. Why affirmations feel fake? Now think about this. You wake up, you look at your bank account. It says $2,184. Then you close your eyes and repeat, "I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am financially free." Your conscious mind immediately checks the evidence. Access denied, mismatch detected. Your nervous system feels tension. That tension is your identity defending itself. Your brain would rather keep you broke and safe than wealthy and uncertain, because uncertainty equals threat, and your body is wired for survival, not expansion. So every time you affirm from a state of lack, you reinforce the gap, you emphasize absence. You strengthen the identity of trying, and trying keeps you poor. The moment everything changes. Here's the shift. You do not manifest money. You manifest a self. Money is a side effect. Identity is the cause. And if your identity is wired to your current income, you cannot out-visualize that wiring. So the real question becomes, how do you change identity? How do you bypass the security system? How do you plant a new self-image without your brain rejecting it? The answer is timing. And this is where most manifestation advice completely fails you, because it tells you what to do, but not when to do it. And timing changes everything. The state that changes everything. Your brain operates in different frequencies. When you're awake, stressed, thinking, analyzing, you're in beta. Beta is fast. Beta is logical. Beta is skeptical. And beta is the worst state for identity change because the guard is fully awake. But as you relax, as your shoulders drop, as your breathing slows, as your body becomes still, you move into alpha. Alpha is creative. Alpha is receptive. But the real shift happens in theta. Theta is the state right before sleep. It's that drifting moment when your body is heavy but your mind is still faintly aware. In that state, something extraordinary happens. The critical gatekeeper quiets down. The analytical filter relaxes. And your brain becomes plastic, neuroplastic, meaning it can rewire. This is not mystical, this is biological, and this is where manifestation stops being motivational and starts being neurological. Why theta is the shortcut? When you are in theta, your brain cannot easily distinguish between a real memory and a vividly imagined experience. Let that sink in. In that state, if you imagine something with sensory detail, your nervous system begins to encode it as real. That is how identity shifts, not through force, through physiological surrender. Most people try to manifest by pushing, but pushing activates beta. Beta activates the guard. The guard blocks the seed. Instead, you wait until the guard leaves the room. And that happens every single night before you fall asleep. Mini guided experience. Right now, I want you to notice your hands. Don't move them, just notice the weight. Now imagine they are becoming heavier, like warm lead. Let that heaviness travel up your arms, over your chest. Feel your jaw unclench. Feel your breath slow. This is how it starts. The body relaxes first, then the mind follows. And when the body is heavy enough, the conscious mind gets bored. It stops resisting. And this is the doorway. Living from, not looking at. Most people visualize wealth like this. They see themselves holding money. They see a future house. They see a bank account. But they're looking at it from the outside, which reinforces separation. The shift is subtle but profound. You don't look at wealth, you look from it. Instead of imagining money in your hand, imagine the relief of never worrying again. Not excitement, relief. Because if you suddenly had complete financial freedom, you wouldn't scream for 24 hours. You would breathe. Your shoulders would drop. Your jaw would soften. There would be a quiet sense of course, that feeling is the frequency, not hype, not intensity, not obsession, calm certainty. And in theta, that calm certainty imprints deeply. The nervous system. Truth, here's something most people never consider. Your nervous system might be scared of wealth because wealth is unknown, and unknown equals threat. If you grew up around struggle, if money conversations were tense, if success meant pressure, your body associates wealth with stress. So when you try to manifest it, your nervous system subtly resists. But when you rehearse relief in a relaxed state, you teach your body that wealth equals safety, and safety allows expansion. Your biology must feel safe before your reality can grow. That is the hidden layer nobody talks about. Identity rehearsal. Your identity is just a collection of repeated memories. Memories become beliefs. Beliefs become baseline emotion. Baseline emotion becomes reality. So if you repeatedly enter theta and rehearse relief, certainty, normalcy, you begin building new neural pathways. Your brain hates mismatch. If your internal world shifts enough, your external behavior adjusts automatically. Opportunities feel different. Decisions shift. Risk tolerance changes. You start moving like someone who expects abundance, and expectation reshapes perception, which reshapes results. This is not magic. This is alignment between identity and action. And when identity changes, money follows. But we're not done yet, because imprinting once is not enough. You must plant the seed properly and protect it. Planting the seed correctly. Think of your subconscious like soil. It does not judge what you plant. It simply grows it. If you plant doubt, it grows doubt. If you plant urgency, it grows lack. If you plant finished certainty, it grows alignment. The critical rule: never plant with how. The moment you ask, how will this happen? You activate beta. You wake the god. Instead, you focus on done. Feel the sphere of completion. Drop it into your chest and let your body accept it as fact. Just like you accept gravity. Just like you accept sunrise. No debate, no analysis. Biological acceptance. The reality collapse. Once identity shifts deeply enough, reality must adjust. Your brain cannot tolerate long-term dissonance. If your internal map says, I am financially secure, but your external world doesn't match, your subconscious will drive behavior to correct it. New ideas appear. Conversations shift. Confidence changes tone. Posture changes. Subtle but powerful. It's like placing a magnet under iron filings. The filings reorganize. Your conviction is the magnet. The world reorganizes. Not because the universe is granting wishes, but because perception, behavior, and opportunity are now aligned. The daily integration routine. This is how you lock it in. Morning, before opening your eyes, feel relief. 30 seconds, just relief. Midday, 3 slow breaths. Recall the sensation of certainty. Night, as you drift to sleep, enter that heavy state. And fall asleep as the version of you who already has it. Not hoping, being. Sleep is the ultimate imprint window. Use it. The final truth manifestation is keeping you broke because you were taught to try, to chase, to want, to visualize harder. But wealth does not respond to effort. It responds to identity. Stop trying to get rich. Start becoming the person who already is. Stop affirming loudly. Start imprinting quietly. Stop fighting your thoughts. Start bypassing the god. Because when the god sleeps, the seed takes root. And when the seed takes root, your reality has no choice but to follow. Manifestation isn't magic, it's neurological. And now you know how it actually works. I'll see you in your new reality. But now, let us step deeper, because understanding why this works is as important as feeling it. What you have been doing all your life is normal. You were taught to chase, to strive, to will, and every effort has been reinforcing the very patterns you are trying to escape. Your mind is built like a loyal soldier. The conscious mind, the part you call you, is the officer in command. Its job is safety, consistency, survival. It does not care about excitement. It does not care about desire. It cares only about what has been proven true. And here lies the paradox. When you chase wealth from want, from urgency, you trigger the mind's safety mechanisms. The conscious mind interprets effort as danger. Stress rises, tension rises. Your nervous system screams, "Stop! This is not safe. Maintain the known." This is why affirmations fail. Not because affirmations are weak, but because your internal map does not match the words you speak. But now, let us step deeper, because understanding why this works is as important as feeling it. What you have been doing all your life is normal. You were taught to chase, to strive, to will, and every effort has been reinforcing the very patterns you are trying to escape. Your mind is built like a loyal soldier. The conscious mind, the part you call you, is the officer in command. Its job is safety, consistency, survival. It does not care about excitement. It does not care about desire. It cares only about what has been proven true. And here lies the paradox. When you chase wealth from want, from urgency, you trigger the mind's safety mechanisms. The conscious mind interprets effort as danger. Stress rises, tension rises. Your nervous system screams, "Stop! This is not safe. Maintain the known." This is why affirmations fail. Not because affirmations are weak, but because your internal map does not match the words you speak. Psychological explanation. Identity versus desire. The human brain operates not on logic, but on identity. Identity is a collection of repeated experiences, memories, and emotions. It is the lens through which the world appears real. It is the filter that decides what is possible. Your mind asks constantly, does this belong to the self I know? If you have always lived in limitation, if scarcity has always been normal, your mind cannot accept wealth because it does not fit your self-image. And this is why trying harder only reinforces the old story. Effort activates beta. Beta awakens the god. The god blocks the seed. Neurological insight. The subconscious as soil. Think of the subconscious as fertile soil. It cannot differentiate between imagination and reality. It cannot judge whether your thoughts are true or false. It only grows what you habitually impress upon it. If you habitually focus on lack, it grows lack. If you habitually focus on relief, certainty, and safety, it grows abundance. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity. Repeated patterns, rehearsed in relaxed states, reshape neural pathways. Your mind literally rewires itself. The theta state, just before sleep, is the window of maximum plasticity. It is the natural time for the god to rest. Here, identity can shift, quietly, effortlessly, unconsciously. And when identity shifts, the external world must follow, because your actions, perceptions, and decisions now align with the new self. So the secret is not in wanting more. It is not in pushing harder. It is not in loud affirmations, scripting, or visualization contests. The secret is quiet, deliberate identity rehearsal. It is feeling abundance as normal, as natural, as already yours. Stop fighting your thoughts. Stop trying to convince yourself. Stop chasing and start becoming. Because when the guard sleeps, when your nervous system feels safe, when your identity accepts abundance as normal, then the seed of your new reality grows effortlessly, and the world simply rearranges itself to match your inner self.